Hi everyone, I'm Akshay and welcome to my channel Gacha Gaming. So, Skirk's release is just a week away, and you guys must be facing the dilemma that I am facing. And that dilemma is which character shall I use in Skirk's team? Well, as per for my personal scenario, I have Furina, I have Escoffier, so those two are definitely making the cut. The main issue stands with the last slot, and ever since I heard the Skirk is releasing, I have been saving for her weapon as well. So another issue that arises is that shall I pull for another character or shall I go for Skirk's signature weapon? Well, there are total four candidates that can help you complete Skirk's team. Those candidates are Citlali, Mona, Escoffier, and the last candidate is actually her signature weapon. So I have Citlali, I have Mona. The one character which I don't have is Shenhe. So in this video, we are going to decide and we are going to actually calculate which character is going to provide better synergy for Skirk and which should be better if you are also facing the same dilemma. So should you pull for Shenhe or can you use Citlali or Mona in your team and can actually go for the signature weapon? So just for that, I am using the GI damage calculator. It's a very amazing app. You can also use it. So all you need to do is provide and complete kit of the character that you are going to be using. So as you can see, I have created a complete kit for Skirk. You can use her as a beta character in this. So I have provided her with the artifact set that I have created. Weapon Blackcliff Longsword. R5 R1 doesn't matter for basic damage testing. So what I am gonna do is I am gonna see the damage changes, the damage number changes when either changing the character or by changing the weapon. So you can take out your copy and pen and let's start with the mathematics. So as you can see, I have Furina and Escoffier selected in my team. As per for buffs, I have self buffs are all active. Party buffs, Furina's elemental burst with level 10, Constellation 1 is not active, maximum fanfare of 300. Escoffier's Constellation 1, okay, Constellation 1, I don't have a Constellation 1, neither are Constellation 2. But I do need. Aren't they showing Escoffier's buff from her elemental skill? Well, they may not. Okay, artifact skill debuff, nothing needs to be selected. Artifacts, finale of the deep. So let's say I have selected the artifact. Let custom be custom, resonance and reactions. I have selected the cryo resonance. Melt, custom infusion is no need of here. Self buffs are activated. Elemental burst, ascension 4. So all in all, you can see my Skirk's kit is kind of complete here with the weapons and team members. So now we are going to check how much difference does it make on Skirk's elemental burst damage and her elemental skill damage, the highest value of her elemental skill damage. So as you can see, the Havoc Seaver that is in her elemental burst is providing me a value of 97,759, and her elemental skill is providing me with a maximum value of is Crystal Blade hidden behind Constellation or what? Let me see. I have selected C0, so it shouldn't show it here. Yeah, let's keep it at C0. So I'm gonna take damage of the fifth hit of elemental. Take second. I think it's kind of up and down. The normal attack damages are coming blank. Elemental skill. Let's change the skill level to 10. Elemental burst level to 10 as well. Hmm. I think it's kind of confusing. They have made a mistake. Normal attacks are up, elemental skill is down, and this should be elemental skill. No worries, I'm gonna check the damage based on Skirk's final attack and Havoc attack. So Havoc attack is 97 759. Skill final attack, it's gonna be it's gonna be 48003. Okay. Now what will happen if I add my first candidate, that is Shenhe? So if you pull for Shenhe, how much will her damage increase? Let's say, where is Shenhe? Shenhe, she's a Polam user, so I don't think any Polam provides extra buff. Any artifact that she will be using, this team won't have any. Yeah, this team won't have any Bennett, so I can use Noblesse Oblige. So I will use Noblesse Oblige again to the party buff. Shenha's elemental skill buff. Let's say her current attack is 1900 and her elemental skill level is level 10. We have our Ascension 4 and Ascension 1 activated. Now the damage becomes, so Shenhe damage becomes 115303, and that is our Havoc attack. And the next one, that is skill final attack, it becomes 60,000. We will calculate all the percentages later. Now let's just change Shenhe with Mona. I have Mona. Let's give her TTDS, Thrilling Tales of Dragon Slayer, Refinement 5. Most of the people generally have TTDS, so I don't think that is going to be an issue while having to calculate things. So as you can see, I will again party buffs, Mona's elemental burst level 10, weapons will provide TTDS. So now the damage becomes, with Mona, it becomes 146028 and the beta becomes 71705. It's much more than before, but there is a catch with Mona. Shenha's buff last for nearly 13 seconds, whereas Mona's buff can maximum be taken up to 13 seconds, but that is only possible when your enemy is frozen. So if your enemy is not frozen, it maximize up to 5 to 8 second at max. So yeah, no, I think it's in all way 13 seconds. You get a buff for 13 seconds in every scenario, right? Yeah, because you get Omen buff when your Omen is active as soon as you do her burst. And if you don't pop the bubble within 8 seconds, the bubble keeps on activated. And just as the time bubble pops, after that, the duration is 5 seconds for Omen to last. So if your bubble doesn't pop for 8 seconds, you get an entire duration of 13 seconds. And I don't think in a freeze team, the bubble is gonna pop. It needs a reaction or charged attack to break it. So I don't think her burst is also gonna last 13 seconds. Next, compare with Citlali. Citlali also using the TTDS. She will provide buff using the scroll of the Syndicity. So party, we Citlali. Nah, Citlali does not need any. C1, nah, right? We don't have her C1. The only buff she can provide is actually from her. And if she's cryo, let's say hydro. So we get up to 40% damage bonus plus scroll plus TTDS R5 TTDS. Now the damage becomes TTDS active, artifacts active. Now the damage becomes, it's with Citlali, it's 1 to 1, 458, and 59641. Okay, so that's the scenario. I think I didn't update it with Shenhe because with Shenhe, let's say Noblesse Oblige is active. I use a Noblesse Oblige buff. Uh, Party Shenhe's elemental skill is active. Current attack, let's say 1900. Her elemental skill level is 10. It is the same. It is the same. Let's say if we have 2000 attack, not much difference. But yeah, Ascension 1 and Ascension 4 are active. Then it becomes 126580 and 66258. And just in the same team, instead of Blackcliff Longsword, I will use her signature weapon, take her to level 90. Refinement is 1. Now we have the attack numbers are 145, 546, and the upper one is 75799. Okay, so as you can see, the signature weapon drastically increased the damage. Let's see for the same scenario. I will try Mona now. Mona using TTDS. Cause over attack can also be an overkill. If we have too much of attack value, it can become an overkill. Noblesse Oblige is active. Mona's burst is active. Elemental burst level is 10. Ask coffee here, no constellations needed. Okay. Party, weapons, trailing tails of dragon slay, TTDS. So initially, which was 146, now becomes 183, 254, and 89, 985. Okay, so the numbers are all in front of us, and okay, Azurelight buff is also can also be used. I did not use it for Shenhe, so I'm not going to use it this time as well. But let's check the damage percentages increased. So, so let's just go and calculate the new numbers. I have a website open here called the percentage difference calculator. So all you just need to do is, let's say my first value was uh, Citlali's attack comparison to Shenha's attack, that is 126580. Calculate, and I get a 4.13% difference. Okay, so Shenha's burst buff is 4.13% more than Sitlali. Now, if we compare it with the Mona, we have a whopping of 18.3% difference. So Mona with 18.3% more than Sitlali. Now let's check the damage. Let's check with Mona. Initially it was 146028, and with using the signature weapon, it became 123254. That is becoming 22%. So we have the numbers right in front of us. So if you have Mona or Citlali, you definitely don't need to go for Shenhe, as damage ceiling increase from from Shenhe to Citlali or any other character, it's about 5%, 6%, 10%, not more than that. But if you have Mona and Citlali, it's definitely going to provide you much more benefit if you have her signature weapon. The difference between Mona and Sitlali's damage capability is 18.3%. It provides you above benefit of 18.3%. But if you use her signature weapon, it provides you a value up to 22%. So you can rough estimate up to 20 to 25%. So if you are confused, or if you were confused before this video, now you have a general idea. So if you want to do a comparison between Shenhe, Mona, Sitlali, and signature weapon. These are one of the four best options for Skirk in the current time. You can definitely go for a signature weapon. It provides you the most utility and the most value out of it. But if you don't have enough primogems to pull for a signature weapon and don't have enough primogems for pulling Shenhe, so you can definitely go for Mona. You may think that her burst lasts for a shorter time, but her burst actually lasts for 13 seconds with the TTDS lasting for 10 seconds as well. So you get a good amount of duration for her buffs to do a great amount of damage. So this was my calculations and this was my assumption. This is my saying that you will get better value out of these characters if you go for the signature weapon. And if you cannot go for signature weapon, you don't have enough primogems left, out of Mona and Citlali, definitely go for Mona. One of the benefit of Mona is that it will also provide hydro resonance to Furina, providing her with an increased 30% HP as well. So yeah, that was all from this today's video. If you guys have any other doubt, let me know in the comment section below. And if you want to know more interesting and if you want to know more interesting and amazing things like this about Genshin Impact or other gacha games, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. So until the next video or the next time or the next live stream, have a great time guys. Bye bye.